Welcome back to Alicia Keeping It Real TV podcast, where you get the news you can use. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you are new here, please hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time I go live or drop a video.
Got it out the mud, I had to grind, I like shit flashy. Wanna be my nigga, but you know I like them classy. Smoke so many blunts, yeah, I be high, my eyes look glassy. Let me drive the boat when I get drunk, he like it nasty. I get what I want, little bitch, and I don't do no asking. Wanna bend me over, watch how this ass get to clapping.
Tonight, we delve into the tragic case of Malachi Mitchell from Douglasville, a story that has left a community demanding answers. On January 29, 2025, 21-year-old Malachi was found fatally shot during a traffic stop. The driver claimed self-defense. The DA filed no charges, but Malachi's mother, Kenya Mitchell, refused to accept this official narrative. Forensics show Malachi was killed in less than 120 seconds after entering the vehicle. Was it self-defense or an ambush? Most shocking? Fragments from two different calibers, a 9mm and a .38, were found. But the driver only used one 9mm gun. Malachi was shot 4 times in the back of the head. To experts, this simply does not align with a struggle. Kenya Mitchell continues her fight through the Take the Time Foundation. Does this case warrant a new investigation? Tell us below.
Do I need a microphone?
That's what they do.
It's okay. It's okay. You got them in front of you.
It's all right.
Got it. Oh, we're ready? Yeah. Oh, okay. My name is Kenya Mitchell, and I am here regarding the death of my son, Malachi Mitchell, who was 21 years old and fatally shot on January 29, 2025. January 29, 2025, my son was tragically killed and murdered during a firearms sale. The buyer came to pick Malachi Mitchell up from his home. Malachi Mitchell got in the car with the buyer as a passenger. When Malachi got in the car, according to Douglas County law enforcement statement, after the sale was completed, the driver then pulled out a second firearm and fatally shot Malachi Mitchell several times. After he shot Malachi Mitchell several times, he then rode around with Malachi Mitchell's lifeless body in the passenger seat for a period of time before he was pulled over for reckless driving and running through red lights. When he was pulled over for reckless driving and running through red lights, Douglas County Sheriff Deputy saw Malachi Mitchell in the passenger seat shot to death. They then took the killer in for questioning and let him go within a few hours of killing Malachi Mitchell. There was no booking. There is no police report. There is no 911 call, and there are no traffic tickets. There is no paper trail for Malachi Mitchell's murder on January 29, 2025. Myself, Kenya Mitchell, has not heard from Douglas County authorities or law enforcement in over 6 months. Not one visit to my door. I did receive a phone call on August 1st from a DA advocate letting me know that the file is under review. Now, I was told that information from a reputable source 3 weeks ago, but it took for me to go on V103, for me to go on Fox 5, for me to go on 11 Alive, for me to get a 10-minute phone call from a DA advocate from Douglas County. And still no answers. Only, Miss Mitchell, it's under review. I don't know how many times Malachi Mitchell was shot. I don't know where Malachi Mitchell was shot. I don't know why Malachi Mitchell was shot. And I don't know why the killer is still walking free to this day with no charges. And they continue to protect his name, the killer. Now they say, Douglas County says that they are protecting the killer's name due to possible gang retaliation. However, I am deeply concerned by that, considering that us as a community, if this gang is such a threat to the point that they are covering and protecting a cold-blooded murderer, I feel as though they should let the community at large know what is the name of this gang. What does this gang look like for the safety of our community? I am puzzled that they have not released the killer's name. And in the 2-minute statement that they made, it's very concerning because the law enforcement officer sounds very defensive. The law enforcement officer clearly states cold-blooded murder, almost, to my understanding, premeditated if you have a second firearm. Malachi Mitchell was not shot with the firearm that he was selling. The firearm that Malachi was selling was never fired. And after the sale was completed, that means Malachi Mitchell was unarmed. After the sale was completed, those were your words, Douglas County. After the sale was completed, the driver, the killer, pulled out a second firearm and fatally shot Malachi Mitchell. We have no answers. We have a killer walking free because Douglas County lack of investigation. What story and the way that the Douglas County law enforcement made that statement, he was very confident about that statement, but it's a little concerning because you only have one side of the story. My son is deceased. I am his voice. I am Malachi Mitchell's voice. That is never gonna go away. I am Malachi Mitchell's voice for the rest of your life and for the rest of my life. I am Malachi Mitchell's voice. And it is my duty for everyone to know the truth about what happened to Malachi Mitchell on January 29th. And me as the mother, when I got to the scene between 2:42 a.m. and 2:46 a.m., there was only a corner van there with the doors open, no stretcher. All I could see was a silver type compartment. There was no stretcher, so my son was on the ground, Douglas County. Where's the crime scene, Douglas County? I am here for answers. I am here for answers, and I'm not going to leave until these answers are brought to me and my family and my community and my family and my friends about Malachi Mitchell. Now, they're creating a narrative to put slander on Malachi Mitchell's name, to continue to create a narrative about Malachi Mitchell. Now, I am a deep believer that the truth shall prevail. There's no reason for me to sit up here and defend the man, Malachi Mitchell, because the truth is the truth and it don't need no proof. Time will prevail the truth behind all of this. And I am more deeply concerned that Douglas County has done this to not my family, but several and dozens of families. Douglas County has went silent on dozens of families that deserve answers. And I'm here for them as well. I'm standing for all of the families, Douglas County, Paulding County, all the counties for the investigators that are not doing their job, and we suffer from their silence. And not to mention, we as taxpayers are paying for the lawsuits that are piling up in their office because of their silence. Now, if you don't want to stand for justice, stand for them taking your dollar. Because you as a taxpayer are paying for the thousands of lawsuits Douglas County has piling up. And that's public records. And also, Mr. 10 Pounds is also supported by the Republicans. That's also public records, where they've put forth over $250,000 behind Mr. 10 Pounds, and that's public records.